Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Robin, and this is my channel, LadyRobynS. If you are new here, welcome to the channel. We are going to talk about cross-stitch, my favorite hobby. And if you are a returning friend and subscriber, welcome back. I am so happy that you had patience with me. Once again, I did not get to film every 2 weeks like I thought. I'll tell you all about that at the end, little life updates. It is a beautiful day here in the Seattle area. We have bright, gorgeous sunshine. So the second I get this uploading, I am heading out to the garden. I have plans of zinnias. I've decided that I would love to plant some zinnias in my garden. And so I spotted a whole rack of zinnias last time I was up at my local Fred Meyer, and I'm hoping they're still there. So I'm gonna scurry up to Fred Meyer, hope to buy some zinnias when we're done here together. So sit back, relax, enjoy your time, grab some stitching if you want, grab a beverage. I have mine. Today I am just drinking out of the can. I am drinking Canada Dry Ginger Ale today. That's my beverage. No mug of the day for you. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's been a while. So if you remember, if you were here last time, I declared I had lost my stitching mojo, and I'm still kind of recovering from the loss of the mojo, but last night I felt like, oh, hey, this is fun again. So I think I found it again. So yay! I don't have too many whips to show you, but I just thought I'm going to pop in. I've got some things that I am going to mail out to some folks. So I felt like it was time to come back and let people know who won the stuff. And yeah, let's go. Let's go. Grab your beverage. Okay, before I get rolling, I want to say thank you to everybody that mailed a birthday card to my dad. I'm not sure he understood that they weren't from relatives, which is 100% fine, but it was nice to see the cards. I'm not even sure I saw all the cards because my mom has a habit of cleaning up. And so a lot of times I would find an envelope and no card that I could see that matched, or the other way around. I could see a card, but no envelope. So to all of you that mailed my dad a birthday card, whether I was able to enjoy it or not, thank you from the bottom of my heart. That was so sweet of you. And I think it did help him. So thank you for doing that. Okay, so I have my book of days here, and I'm gonna show you the sad state of my book of days. So this is May, and May had quite a few good things that happened. I had 3 new starts, I had no finishes, and I did have 2 floss tubes filmed in the month of May. Then we hit June. June, blah. I've probably had like 3 or 4 stitching days only. No finishes, no starts, just working on whips. So let's look at my whips. I will show you the 3 things that I've started that you haven't seen, so we can all be on the same page. But I thought I'd just start with the 2 whips that I worked on. But they're good ones. They're good whips. And this is the one that I was working on last night, Cardinal Points. And I really want to finish this one by the end of the year. And we're going to go out to the cabin for 4th of July. And I have already been thinking, oh my goodness, what should I stitch while we're at the cabin? And then I was like, oh, maybe I should start a patriotic piece. And I'm like, no, Robin, no starting. You have things started. Finish. Let's gun for a finish. So what I have done since last you've seen Cardinal Points is just this little business right here. I just put that stuff in last night. but it felt good to have this piece out. I was enjoying all the vibrant colors. I know you guys have seen this a million times if you've been here, but I'm really hoping to complete the border by the end of, or even the middle of July. So I am going to take this to the cabin for 4th of July. And I'm kind of thinking I might just, go whole hog monogamous and just stitch on cardinal points in my evening stitching time, just so I make really, really good progress, because this thing ain't getting done at the pace that I'm stitching it. So cardinal points is on my radar. The other thing that I stitched on, where's the bag? Here's the bag, is Harbor Haven. And I stitched 2, or maybe it was 3 days on Harbor Haven. These are the only 2 things I've stitched on in the month of June so far. So I'm going to do the whole thing. There are 12 charts. I'm on chart number 5. My goal by the end of the year is to be at least halfway done. So I need to finish chart 5 and 6 by December. That's my goal for myself. So let's show you where I got to on Harbor Haven. Okay, so here we are. When I picked this up, I had just the white part of the lighthouse done. So I put in those windows, I put in the top, and then just a little bit of the hill. I think maybe this side of the hill, no, it was this side of the hill was done. So I've done all of this, and then down here, and then I'll get into some water and a couple of egrets, and I think maybe, is there a cloud? There might be a cloud. Oh, for Pete's sake, I just had it in my hand, Robin. Robin. Here it is. Nope, no clouds. Oh, it's that big tree. Yeah, so I've still got to do that big tree, get the water in here, get these egrets. Yeah, so I still have quite a bit of stitching, but the nice thing about Harbor Haven is it's big blocks, so it stitches up really, really quick. And this is another good piece for stitching in the evening when I'm watching TV with my husband. Although last night we were watching, what were we watching? Oh gosh, you know us. We were watching Star Wars, The Acolyte. The latest episode of The Acolyte dropped, so we were watching that. And I'm like, well, I haven't seen it, so I couldn't really stitch. And then a couple of cousins had suggested a show on Netflix called Ripley, which they really liked. And they're like, you would probably like that. So we started watching Ripley, and it's filmed in black and white. It's very atmospheric. It's kind of film noir. And I finally said to my husband, I said, darn it, I wanted to stitch tonight. And I said, but there's so much going on visually that I can't just listen to the dialogue. And so he's like, well, what do you want to put on? So we ended up putting on Resident Alien, which is an old show, I think from the Sci-Fi Channel. Anyway, so we ended up watching that because that I can just listen to the dialogue and stitch. But that's, that worked out fine for both of us because he didn't really care if we started a new show, and it was like, well, we haven't finished Resident Alien, let's work on that. So that was fun. Okay, those, like I said, are the only 2 whips that I've worked on, but I want to show you the 3 starts that I had from last month that we haven't had a chance to talk about. So the first one is stocking number 8 in the 12 days of Christmas, the 8 Maids of Milking. So here is my start on my little milkmaid. Isn't she cute? So I need to get back to that because it would be awesome to get that polished off, and then I can move on to number 8 because I want all 12 done and finished by the time December rolls around. So I've got it, I got to push go on those to make that happen. So that was fun. And then my whip go call for May was to stitch on a club kit. And so I'm in the Circle of Friends, or A Little Help from Our Friends club by the Silver Needle. And so I started this, the Friendship Blooms. Yeah, I was calling it the salt box stitch, which, I mean, those do look like salt boxes, but that's not really the name of the pattern. So anyway, I just had have the tiniest start, but you know, there it is. There's a little flower going on there. But I wanted to get my WIPCO done, so I did give myself a new start on that. And then, I mean, look how glorious that's going to be. So I'm stitched right here in the middle. That's, you know, that flower business. But that will be really, really super pretty when that's done. The other thing that I started, I actually had to go back and watch my FlossTube from last time. I had to kind of jump through it a little bit because I could not remember what I had talked about, what I had stitched on, what I had declared I was going to do. And then I'm like, oh, Beach Rat. Yes, I did start Beach Rat. So in case you're wondering, this is what it is, Beach Rat by the Artsy Housewife. I am having an absolute blast stitching on this. Let's see here. So here we are. I've got my bee, I've got a hanging thread, and I've got a couple of leaves in there. But honestly, I'd really like to take this to the cabin to stitch on, because that bee did not take me very long, right? Same color, easy peasy lemon squeezy, but I've got to do things a little differently if I'm going to finish cardinal points by the end of the year. So as much as I want to stitch more on Beach Rat, I'm just going to leave it alone for a little bit and, you know, really hammer down on cardinal points. Yeah, got to have a finish on that guy. So those are my 3 starts. Those are my 2 whips. But it's just where I'm at in life right now. I just have, you know, things that are cropping up that are taking me away from my stitching, but that's okay. It's okay, because I know it's always there waiting for me. And when I'm able to do it, it's like I said, it's waiting. It's ready to go. Okay, so before I completely forget, I want to let you know who won the 3 giveaways that I have from my last video. So for the Star Wars Stormtrooper Renee Wing Stitches, I believe is how you say that. So that's the Stormtrooper. So you won that one. So please send me your information to my email. And my email is, and I will scroll it along the bottom here, it's LadyRobynS, so, you know, LadyRobynS at Comcast.net. So there's the first one. And then Cindy 1913, you won the Cranberry Christmas pattern. So again, Cindy, congratulations. Also, congratulations to Renee. Send me your mailing address and your first and last name so I can get that out in the mail. And then the third one is going to go to, I'm assuming it's Susie Z 8196. So Susie, you won the Acorn Gathering. So please, again, you guys, send me your information to my email. It's LadyRobynS at Comcast.net. Send me your first and last name, send me your mailing information, and I will get those in the mail just as soon as I possibly can. So congratulations to the 3 of you. I am so glad that somebody wanted these and that they wanted to stitch them, because yeah, I don't want to just throw them in the garbage. Okay, so little bit of plans. I don't think June is going to be my month to finish my magazine monthly challenge or my whip go. But I will tell you what's on it just in case, you know, something crazy happens in my world. For magazine monthly challenge, I am supposed to be working on cardinal points for 200 stitches. I'm going to blow that out of the water. Also, Huckleberry Farm. My goal is 100 stitches. Little Women, 100 stitches. I've already done at least 100 stitches on Harbor Haven, so that is accomplished. 12 Days of Christmas, also 100 stitches. And Be Thankful, that cute little turkey from the Punch Needle Improvement of Stitcher magazine. I don't know if I'll get to any of those beyond cardinal points, but if I do, that would be fun. But seeing as how today is the 20th of June, it's not very likely. I can try to catch up if I want to. Or I can just say, you know, June was what it was and just start fresh in July, which I just might do. Because I find that if I'm trying to catch up, I feel a little defeated. I don't know about you, but if I make a goal and then I don't do it and then I try to scramble and make it up, I feel like I never kind of recover from that. That's happened to me so often. So I might just let June go, as one does. For Whip Go, I can't even remember. Oh no, I did mark it. So it's supposed to be fully finish an FO. That's not going to happen. Oh, what's the other one? And oh, D-stash 5 charts. I might drag that and complete it in July because again, I do have a few new purchases, which I haven't shown you. And so again, you know, what I did last time, do I want to stitch this more or that more? You know, are there things I want to stitch more than what's in my stash? So I might do that. So let me, oh, one thing I really want to make sure I touch on is this Sunday, the 23rd of June, if you are in the Seattle area, we're having our stitching meetup for the Pacific Northwest Stitchers. So, you know, any of you are welcome to come. If you want to fly in, that's fine with us. But we are meeting at a different library this Sunday. We are meeting at the Renton Library, the downtown Renton Library, not Renton Highlands. Not Renton Highlands. They're closed on Sundays. We're meeting at Renton. So if you're on the Pacific Northwest Stitchers Facebook page, that is already posted. That event is posted. I believe the address is there also. So if you're available and free, we'd love to see you. We'd love to stitch with you. So please, you're all welcome. You're all welcome here to stitch with us or just sit and chat. That's fine too. Bring a beverage. Probably not alcoholic because we're in the library, but bring a can of pop, right? It would be an absolute delight to see you guys in person. So, okay. In terms of purchases, some of these are things that I purchased a little bit ago and just hadn't remembered to show you. So my bag is right over there. So I'm going to scurry over, grab it, and show you some of the newer things that I have purchased. Okay, so one of the things that I picked up, and this is from Pigeon Coop, and they're on Etsy, and this is a booklet, and it has these 4 charts in it. So there's Atlantic Shores. There's the humpback whale, which actually makes me think of Hawaii and Maui, because we usually go in April and the humpbacks are just leaving. There's usually a couple left by the time we get there. There's the cormorant, which down in the Kent Valley, along the Green River, cormorants sit actually, a lot of times I see them on like power lines hanging over the river, but there's cormorants. And then the last thing is tide pool. So even though this says it's for the northeastern coastal zone, I really connected with all of these charts. So I bought the whole booklet, and I just couldn't be happier. I am looking forward to stitching all 4. So that was one thing that that I purchased. Oh, and then you could buy the needle minder. And you all know that I don't really use needle minders, but this one was so cool. How could I leave that behind? So I did pick up the needle minder. What other things are in here? A lot of this is stuff that I picked up at Acorns for or after market. So you might have seen these, but I did pick up the Heart and Hand floral etchings too. I just think that's gorgeous. I know that I showed you this, that I picked up the Funky Chickens by Satsuma Street, and I actually ordered it from Satsuma Street, so I got the Cosmo. So that's fun. I think I've showed you this before. Okay, and I did pick up, uh-oh, there's an avalanche going on. I did pick up In Praise of Pollinators by the Blue Flower. And when I was down at Acorns, I found this fabric. It's called Bramble by Picture This Plus. And this is a 32, so I'm going to do it 2/2. But how great is that combination? Don't you think that's going to look great? I think this is going to be a really cool combination. And in fact, I've told myself that once I'm done with Cardinal Points, I'm starting In Praise of Pollinators, because I really dig that. So there's that. What else is in this bag that's fallen to the floor? Oh, I picked up a couple of the Primrose Cottage. So I've got winter, or excuse me, Christmas and winter. And I'm pretty sure I bought the spring one. That might have fallen on the floor. Oh, and then Bent Creek. I am not stitching on a Bent Creek right now. I'm looking at a start on this sooner as opposed to later. This is the Moonlight Berry Sampler. Isn't that cool? I really like that. And it makes me think of all the blueberries in my yard. So there's that. I picked up Queen Bee. And you guys, when I say picked up this is like 3 trips to Acorns. Heart and Home Fob. It's pretty much all back stitching, and I love it. I know I've showed you this. I picked up this by Lindy Stitches. I think this would be a really cool companion to In Praise of Pollinators, so I might do it on the same fabric, that Bramble. Yeah. Oh, Spring Pears. Yeah, I know I showed you that. So that's kind of, you know, my few little purchases, my few little recent purchases. I can't think of anything else that I need to tell you about cross-stitch related. So if you're just here for the stitching, that's it. I'm going to try to get, you know, back into stitching. I do feel like I found my mojo again, so that's a good thing. As opposed to personal life updates, a couple of big ones. Part of the reason I haven't stitched is I ended up in the hospital for 2 nights. I had a couple of things that hadn't felt right for a couple of weeks, and you know how you do? You're like, oh, I'm short of breath because, you know, I haven't been working out, I'm not walking, and I ate too much ice cream, and blah, blah, blah. And oh, my right leg, you know, really hurts, and I'm kind of limping. I wonder what I did. Well, it'll go away. So eventually it did go away, right? So after being short of breath for three and a half days. I was folding laundry and my husband was in the family room telecommuting for work, as he's doing. And he said to me, "There's a lot of sighing going on over there." And I'm like, "I'm not sighing. I'm actually short of breath. I'm trying to catch my breath." And he says, "That's it. Call the doctor. This is ridiculous." So I called the doctor, and long story short was they told me, "Go to the ER, go right now, and do not drive yourself." They found that I had blood clots in both lungs and up and down my right leg, and they put me on blood thinners, and I was in the hospital for 2 days as they pumped me full of blood thinners before they felt it was safe to send me home. So that was part of it. The other thing though that's good news, and by the way, I'm feeling like myself again, which I know that might sound, not that dramatic, but I mean, honestly, for weeks I just felt a little foggy and I didn't quite feel like myself. And when things aren't exactly right, you always have a reason, because you don't want to be the hysterical woman calling the doctor. I can't put my finger on it, but I just don't feel right. So yeah, hey, take a tip from me. Call them. They'll tell you what to do. And if it's nothing, they'll send you home. But if it's something, they'll fix it for you, or at least tell you what you should be doing. Anyway, the other thing is, on my last video, I told you that we were putting my parents' house on the market and we were having an open house. So I've got 2 stories related to that. The first is the house sold in 3 days. 3 days. I couldn't believe it. I mean, the open house was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. My sister called me at 7:30 Sunday night and said, "We have an offer." And I'm like, "What? Already?" Yeah, full price, no inspection. How do you say no to that, right? Then, of course, you start going, "I think we underpriced the house. If it sold that quickly, we must have underpriced it." It took me about a week to get over that. I'm over it. The house is no longer ours. We have signed the papers. The new folks have keys. The second story is around the new folks. So we had it was about a three-week closing, and that's just how long it takes to do the paperwork. Because we were like, yeah, you can move in tomorrow. I mean, we're fine. But anyway, we still had stuff in the garage, like I told you. So we had a garage sale, and my sister went over there on Saturday, and she got over there way sooner than I thought. And so by the time I got over there, the garage sale was in full swing and the front door was open to the house. And I was like, why is the door open? And there's people in there. And I'm like, holy crap, there's people thinking they're gonna buy the stager's furniture. I was in a complete lather. So I went scurrying up to my sister, and I'm like, Mary, there's people in the house. And I think, and she goes, no, we're fine. She goes, it's the new owners and the realtor. And I'm like, what? And she goes, they called me and asked if they could come and measure, certain areas of the house, because they're already thinking about what they want to renovate to make the house work for their needs. And I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, fine. When they finally left, they came into the garage and they chatted with us. They're lovely people. They've got a little boy. He's about 7. He was crying. He didn't want to leave his new house. It was just adorable. And then the husband, he was looking at some of the tools we still had left from my dad. He bought some of my dad's tools. He bought a couple of sawhorses. He bought a nail gun and a couple of yard tools. And I said to him, I said, do you want us to put it back in the house in the shop downstairs? And he goes, yeah, that'd be great. I don't know why, you guys, but it just tickled me no end to think that some of my dad's tools went with the house. I just thought that was so serendipitous that some of Dad's tools are still there. I think he'd love that. If I could tell him, he'd love it. But This is a secret between us. Don't tell my dad. He'll freak out. Okay, so anyway, that's my life update. I am doing better. The cool thing is I'm on Xarelto as a blood thinner, which the advantage of Xarelto is you do not have to have monthly blood draws. My brother only has one kidney and he's on Coumadin and he has to go in every single month for a blood draw. So, and I used to be so needle phobic, you guys, it was terrible. I would faint every single time. I have toughened up. So I'm really happy that I was a good match for Xarelto, so I don't have to do that, because it's no fun to always have to be running off someplace to have somebody stick your finger. Okay, that's it. I am 6 shifts away, 6 shifts, 2 weeks until I retire, and so I am really looking forward to that. When I was in the hospital, my husband said to me, "Hey Robyn, don't you think it's time you retired?" Which is great, because he's been having little panic attacks about me retiring and how that's all going to work, and he is like, "No, your body is telling you cannot do more than one thing at a time, and so I think your one thing is going to be retirement." So anyway, I love you all. Thank you so much for stopping in and chatting with me. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you're stitching on. Do you have summer plans? I have no summer plans beyond just I'm gonna stitch, I'm gonna read, I'm gonna get together with friends like I haven't been able to. I hope you have similar plans, or maybe you've got a whopping vacation and you want to tell me all about it. I'll live vicariously through you. Okay, you guys, really, thank you for being here. Thank you for just making this such a wonderful community. And I'll see you soon. Okay, stitch happy, friends. Bye.